Good morning, all. Can you hear me properly? Can anyone
Yes, sir.
please confirm? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You can see my screen as well, right?
Yes, sir. Screen is visible.
What you have started yesterday? Okay, yeah, got it. We have started the concept of Selenium WebDriver, right? Okay. Okay. So we all knows, right? What is Selenium? Selenium is a Selenium is an API. Okay, it is an API. We cannot say it directly as an automation tool. Selenium is an one type of API which having more than one component. Okay, the first component was like Selenium IDE. Okay, second component was Selenium RC remote control. The third component was the Selenium WebDriver, and the fourth one is the Selenium Grid. Okay, these are components means as time goes, Selenium is getting updated. Okay, or upgraded for the newer version with new features. Okay, so इस तरीके से हमको चार कंपोनेंट इसके हैं. Okay, the first two component Selenium IDE and Selenium RC, they are outdated. Okay, no one is using it or no one is working on these two components. Currently in a market, we are working with Selenium WebDriver. Okay, that's why we'll start now the Selenium WebDriver. Okay. Okay, now what is the prerequisite to start the automation? Yesterday we have discussed, right? What we required to start the automation?
Finalize test cases and stable build.
Stable build or application, right? We can say. Okay, so these two are the basic requirement to start the automation. Okay, so from here we are concluding one point कि दो आप ऑटोमेशन टेस्टिंग स्टार्ट करना चाहते हो या फिर एक्चुअल में उस पर काम करना चाहते हो, बट यू शुड बी एटलीस्ट इन अ गुड पोजिशन टू वर्क एज अ मैनुअल टेस्टर एज वेल, है ना? बिकॉज हियर द वन ऑफ द प्री रिक्विजिट इज फ्रीज टेस्ट केसेस और फिक्स्ड टेस्ट केसेस. तो टेस्ट केस आपको लिखना आना चाहिए और उसके जितने भी फीचर्स है इन टेम्पलेट इन टेस्ट केसेस फीचर, जितने भी फीचर थे, फॉर एग्जांपल अभी कैन से कॉलम, उसका मीनिंग और उसका सिग्निफिकेंस भी आपको पता होना चाहिए, राइट? वी हैव डिस्कस हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू राइट दी टेस्ट केसेस, राइट, फॉर आवर मैनुअल प्रोजेक्ट. तो यू शुड बी पोजिशन कि आप कोई भी गिवन सिनेरियो के लिए आप टेस्ट केस लिख सकते हो इजीली. ओके, if you don't know the test cases it will be very difficult to automate as well, है ना? Okay, so the prerequisite for this Selenium WebDriver was your fridge test cases and the stable application or build. Okay, यहाँ तक किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए, I guess, right? There should be no any doubt. Okay, yesterday we have started with the just introduction about the Selenium setup. Okay, Selenium setup. Now, as we discussed yesterday, we required jar files. What jar file exactly contains?
Is executable files.
Executable files. Okay. Jar file exactly contain the executive file, or we are getting in terms of software from the Google or from the respective web page. Okay, no issue. But from the jar files, what we can access?
Packages.
Very good. What we can access, that is nothing but the packages, right? Okay. From the packages, what we can access?
Different classes.
Different class, right? Okay. From class, what we can access? Method, right? And what exactly method is doing?
Performs particular action.
Action. It is going to perform particular action. Very good. Okay. Now we know what action we need to perform. That means through the particular language or any editor. Language मतलब यहाँ पे हम Java यूज कर रहे हैं, and editor means what? The Eclipse, जहाँ पे हम लिखते हैं अपना कोड. So we are doing like developing the automation script, right? Developing the automation script. Okay? है ना? हमको एक्शन पता है, उस एक्शन के बिहाफ पे हम क्या करेंगे? We will try to develop the automation script. And what is the basic for this automation script is nothing but your manual test cases, right? Manual test cases. Okay. See, the concept will be same throughout the your Selenium. Okay. आपके पूरे Selenium का जो भी स्टडी होगा up to end, the basic concept is this one only. If you are going to understand what exactly this giving you, it will be very easy. Okay. देखिए, हम जो भी jar files डाउनलोड करेंगे या यूज करेंगे, फ्रॉम दैट जार फाइल्स वी कैन इजीली एक्सेस द पैकेजेस इंक्लूडेड इन दैट जार फाइल. जार फाइल में क्या होंगे? देयर विल बी मल्टीपल पैकेजेस इंक्लूडेड, है ना? फ्रॉम दैट पैकेजेस अगेन देयर विल बी हैविंग मल्टीपल क्लासेस, राइट? इन पैकेज वी आर गोइंग टू क्रिएट like multiple classes also. From that classes we are going to access the methods present in that class. उस क्लास में जो भी मेथड्स होंगे उसको हम क्या कर रहे हैं? एक्सेस कर सकते हैं, राइट? अब मेथड एक्सेस कर रहे हैं मतलब क्या कि हम एक पर्टिकुलर कोई तो एक्शन परफॉर्म करना चाहते हैं ऑन योर एप्लीकेशन ऑन योर बिल्ड. ओके. That action we are going to perform means, in short, we are trying to develop the automation script for that particular manual test case. जो भी है, we are not going to start randomly, right? Like you will take a first test case, you will go through the steps, you will understand is exactly the functionality you are validating, and then you will try to develop the automation script. Okay? In this process, is there any doubt?
No, sir.
No, right? Okay. So हम जब तक जावा देख रहे थे तब तक हमने इस पैकेज तक देखा था, right? We have created project, we have created the packages, then class, and then in class we have written the code. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right? We have created multiple classes to understand each and every concept from Java. हम तब जाके क्या करते थे? इंडिविजुअल क्लास बनाते थे और उस क्लास में हम क्या करते थे? कोड लिखते थे. Now, as I told you, there are two types of method primarily. Which two types? One is predefined. Very good. It's a predefined. One is defined and another is user defined. So predefined means it is already created by the respective team. For example, if you are using Java, then Java has also some Java methods, right, which are already defined. We don't need to create a class, we don't need to define the body of that particular method. Okay, for example, we have used the println method, right, to print the message or anything as a string in the output in the console. अब वो मेथड हमने कहाँ पे क्रिएट की है, कैसे क्रिएट की है, उसको हमने कभी देखा ही नहीं. बट वी आर डायरेक्टली गोइंग टू एक्सेस इट. How we are going to access this? Anybody knows the syntax for printing? System
System.println.
System.out
Println.
println. Println. Okay, this is the method. So we were giving like this, right? You remember inside that braces we were giving the message which we want to print. Here I show you what is the syntax exactly. इसमें क्या indicate कर रहा है? System is what?
Class.
Definitely, it is a class. What is this out?
Reference variable.
Reference variable, right? Object reference variable, and this is the method which we are calling from that class. So same concept we are using throughout the Java or Selenium. So this is one type of language defined method. Okay. Now there may be some methods which are defined by the Selenium. Okay, Selenium defined method we can say. Okay. Now from where we will get these methods? Exactly from the jar files. ये jar file में जो भी package class होंगे, so that will give you the respective Selenium methods. Okay, and these are the Java methods which are language defined methods. So these are predefined, means as a user we don't need to define anything, and this is the user defined, means we have created m1 m2 or whatever the methods we have created for our actions to be performed, that comes under the user defined method. अब आप जब Selenium के साथ काम करोगे, that time very rarely you need to use or create your own methods. Okay, understand the concept. Now very rarely you need to define your own method to perform a particular action, but maximum time we are going to use the predefined method. It may be from Java or it may be from the Selenium. Okay, it may be from Java or it may be from Selenium. Now we have used the Java methods, for example println, okay, to print the message in the console. Okay, now if we needed to use the Selenium methods, for that we required the jar files, Selenium jar files. Okay, that part comes under the Selenium setup that we will discuss definitely. Okay, that we will discuss now. So we are interested to perform an action, that means we are interested to develop the automation script by using the our already developed manual test cases. जो manual test case हमने already develop किए है ना, उसका भी automation phase start होगा. That means we are trying to develop the automation script to perform a particular action. Okay, and this is the particular flow which we need to remember. तो exactly अब Selenium में क्या होगा? You are using a particular method. Okay, you should be remember which method you want to use to perform a required action. वो method किस class में present है वो आपको पता होना चाहिए. Okay, वो class किस package में है वो भी आपको पता होना चाहिए. Okay, and this package is present in which jar files? Should you remember it? Yes or no? Guys, I'm asking some questions. देखिए मेरा
Yes,
क्वेश्चन.
sir.
ओके, यू आर सेइंग यस. ओके, सी मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि आपको कुछ एक्शन परफॉर्म करनी है तो आपको कुछ मेथड यूज करनी है. दैट मेथड मे बी इन जावा और दैट मेथड मे बी इन सेलेनियम. ओके, मेथड आपको कहाँ से मिलेगी? फ्रॉम द क्लास. सो यू शुड रिमेम्बर कि आपको अगर एक पर्टिकुलर मेथड यूज करनी है तो वो किस क्लास में अवेलेबल है ना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, it is in different class and you are trying to call it by creating the object or something, it will not be give you correct output, right? वहाँ पे आपको एरर आएगा because वो कहीं और क्लास में है और आप उसको कहाँ से अदर क्लास से कॉल कर रहे हो. ओके, दैट मीन्स आपको क्या होना चाहिए पता कि वो मेथड किस क्लास में प्रेजेंट है. सिमिलरली दैट क्लास इज प्रेजेंट इन विच पैकेज यू शुड बी अवेयर विथ. ओके, आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि वो क्लास किस पैकेज में है. नेक्स्ट, वो पैकेज किस जार फाइल में है वो आपको पता नहीं हुआ तो भी चलेगा, नो इशू, बिकॉज यू विल सी देयर आर मल्टीपल जार फाइल्स. Okay, only the precaution should be taken at the first time while doing the setup about the jar files. बट एक बार आपने जार फाइल्स को इंपोर्ट या फिर आपके प्रोजेक्ट को अलाइन कर दिया, देन डोंट नीड टू रिमेंबर द जार फाइल्स एंड पैकेजेस कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. यू शुड बी स्टार्ट विथ पैकेजेस. आपको पैकेज पता होना चाहिए, क्लास और कौन सी मेथड कब यूज करनी है ये पता होना चाहिए. एंड दैट इज नथिंग बट द कोर ऑफ योर सेलेनियम. देयर इज नो एनी रॉकेट साइंस और एनी डिफिकल्टीज. जस्ट आपको पता होना चाहिए कि कौन सी मेथड यूज करना है आपको टू परफॉर्म अ पर्टिकुलर एक्शन. आपको एक्शन तो पता होनी चाहिए. यू आर गोइंग टू डू अ क्लिक, you are going to right click, you are going to drag and drop, or something, whatever the action you will perform in a manual way, that you are well aware, right? आपको एक्शन पता होनी चाहिए because these are already developed test cases. आपको बस पढ़ना है उनको sequentially step. आपको एक्शन पता होगी. एक्शन पता होने के बाद आपको बस सिलेक्शन करना ये था कि वो किस मेथड से हो सकता है पॉसिबल, और इसके बाद विच मेथड किस क्लास में अवेलेबल है वो पता होना चाहिए, क्लास किस पैकेज में. दैट्स इट ओनली. दिस थ्री कंसेप्ट सिंपली. ओके, सो द कंसेप्ट विद द जार फाइल्स इज डीलिंग विद द सेटअप, सेलेनियम सेटअप. ओके, सो मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट. ओके, most important concept is selenium setup. Okay, now we will see the steps. We will see the steps to do the setup of selenium. Listen very carefully. Again, I am expecting you to write down the points. Okay, now while dealing or while working with Java, we have done some steps, right? जब मैं सेलेनियम इंस्टॉलेशन मतलब आपको बता रहा था, जावा इंस्टॉलेशन, नॉट द सेलेनियम एग्जैक्टली, तब हमने कुछ स्टेप किए थे. देयर वर जस्ट 2 स्टेप्स. पता है किसी को? You have performed it, right? Okay. Raise your hands. How many of you have already installed Java in your local system? 1. What about the remaining? Okay. Okay, 10 out of 19, out of 17 maybe. What about the others? आप सभी ने इंस्टॉल किया है? Still anybody is pending with this installation of Java? Raise their hand. Remaining you can lower your hand. ऐसा भी कोई है स्टूडेंट जिसने अभी तक जावा इंस्टॉल नहीं किया है आपके लोकल में? कोई है ऐसा? Okay, no issue. Okay, so the first step we have performed, if you remember, download and install the JDK. You remember we have installed JDK?
Yes, sir.
That was your first step. What is the second step we have performed for the Eclipse? What you have done? Download and
Extract.
extract the Eclipse ID, right? Eclipse ID in local, right? आपने उसको किसी local folder में ये किया है extract, right? Whatever it may be any drive or any folder. अब ये 2 step हमने already किए हैं. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
These are done for all. Okay, those who have those who are doing the practice for Java or they have installed the Java, they all have done these 2 steps already, जो हमारे complete हो चुके हैं. Okay, now from here the third step we have to keep eyes on, like we have to download and we have to download the Selenium jar files. Okay, Selenium jar files, and next step is add the jar files to the Eclipse project. Okay, very simple. देखिए, download the jar files. Ultimately, from the internet only, we are going to download the required jar files. Okay, and add the same jar files to your Eclipse project. We have created project or not?
Yes, sir.
Anyone knows, like, have we created any Eclipse project? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
We all have created the Eclipse project. अब ये project क्या होता है create करना, ये कोई question नहीं होता है अभी. Okay, we have created the project. Inside project only we have created the packages. At least one package तो आपका होगा if you are doing the practice. If you want to create multiple packages, that also you can do. But आपके अभी Selenium अगर आप Eclipse open करोगे तो you will have at least what, one project created. Okay, one project created on your Eclipse IDE. So we have to download these Selenium jar files. We have to download these Selenium jar files. So from where we can download it? Okay, so okay, so I will give you all these steps also. Okay, now this is the official website of the Selenium. You can see the name as Selenium, the logo of the Selenium, and this is the official website. This is the official website. Now you want to download the Selenium jar files, right? That to Selenium WebDriver. Okay, now here you will have many fields. You can see here, right? If you go to the download option, you will have many options. Majorly you have to see for this Selenium WebDriver language bindings. Selenium WebDriver language bindings. In that also you will get multiple options. You can see this is what C#, Ruby, these are Java, Python, JavaScript. What are these? ये क्या है सभी?
Languages.
These are the language which is supporting to the Selenium, or we can say Selenium is supported by these language. हम Selenium के साथ काम करते समय इनमें से कोई भी एक लैंग्वेज का यूज कर सकते हैं. It may be C#, it may be Ruby, it may be Java, Python or JavaScript. So we are working with which language here? Java, right? So here you will have option to download the jar files. See, the version is stable, means whatever the jar files you will use, these are the stable jar files, and the version of your this jar file will be 4.16.1, and also in bracket it will give you the launch date when these jar files were launched. Okay, now this version will keep on changing. If you will come tomorrow, it may be 4.16.2, it may be 4.16.3. So don't get worried. Okay, as of now, whatever the stable version you are getting on that link, just go and download that files. Just go and download that file. So here, if you will click on this, it will try to download the jar files. यहाँ से हम क्या डाउनलोड कर रहे हैं? Selenium WebDriver jar files. Okay, we are doing the Selenium WebDriver jar files. Okay, let me open. Okay, it's not completed. Okay, so here we are getting the Selenium jar files. It will be the zip file. What is the meaning of zip file?
We need to extract.
Yes, we need to extract to the particular folder. So what you will do? In your local, whatever the drive you are using to work with Selenium or with Java, you have to create some folder structure. You have to create some folder structure. That folder structure will be first jar files. Create a folder with name as a jar files. So in future, whatever the jar files we will download, it should be in this folder only, just to avoid the confusion. और समटाइम्स क्या हो सकता है कि आपने जार फाइल डाउनलोड की है और उसको एक्सट्रैक्ट किसी और फोल्डर में कर दिया आपने, जो कि आपका बाय डिफॉल्ट लोकेशन होगा मे बी, और गलती से अगर वो फोल्डर डिलीट हो जाता है या एनी फाइल जार फाइल गेट मिसमैच्ड और रिमूव्ड, देन यू विल बी गेटिंग एरर इन योर सेलेनियम. आप जब कोड करोगे तब आपको कुछ एरर्स मिलेंगे एंड इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू ट्रेस आउट लाइक विच फाइल इज मिस्ड. At that time you cannot do it, okay? At that time you cannot do that. Again next हमको जैसे फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर रिक्वायर्ड होंगे मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि कौन से फोल्डर क्रिएट करना है आपको. Okay? Now we have downloaded this, so let me check it's completely downloaded or not. Okay. So you will see the Selenium jar 4.16 is downloaded, right? Extract files. It will ask you the location where you need to extract. So give the path. So it will be extracted to the required folder. It will be extracted to this folder path which we have given, okay? So if you will open this, you can see all the jar files I can see in that folder which we have created as a jar files, right? All these folders, okay? These are jar files. These are nothing but the jar files, you can see, okay? Executable jar files type also you can see, okay? So this is the step which we are doing as a step number 3. Download the jar files. As of now, just hold for this sentence or this step. How to add the jar files to your Eclipse project, okay? Now this is the case with each and every software. Jar files are required to work with the software, even with Java. Is that like while learning the Java, मैंने कोई jar file download किया था कभी? While working with Java, हमने कोई jar file download किया था? नहीं. हमने कोई jar file कभी कोई ट्राई किया था किसी प्रोजेक्ट के लिए अलाइन करना या असाइन करना, कभी ट्राई किया था? No.
No, sir.
Okay. Now see, this is your Java project, right? This is your Java project which we have created for our practice. Is that this JRE system library we have created? Have you created this library?
No.
No, sir.
It was by default there, right? Again, if you'll expand this, you will see like all jar files. Can you see? These are the jar files which we have not added. It is taken care by the Eclipse only. While working with Java by using the Eclipse IDE as an editor, Eclipse have already taken care to get the required jar files. ये jar file मैंने कभी import नहीं किए थे, add नहीं किए थे. Okay, this JRE system library, ये जो folder है ये मैंने कभी create नहीं किया था, और इसमें जो jar files है वो भी मैंने उसको कभी भी कोई path नहीं दिया, कभी download नहीं किया. But see, all the jar files are required. By mistake, if you will not add any jar files, or it will be get removed from your local as well, so while doing the coding you may get an error. So देखो यहाँ पे कितने jar files है, we cannot count also. Okay, that's why Selenium setup, it's very important to work with Selenium. एक बार आपका setup सही हो चुका है, then you are free to work. But if you are doing any mistake to set up the Selenium only, तो आप coding नहीं कर पाओगे, okay? That's why we are seeing the important part of your Selenium WebDriver as Selenium setup, okay? So To work with any project or to work with any software, we require jar files. It is proved, right? हमने अभी तक बस जावा के साथ काम किया है, and you can see there are in like predefined some jar files जो ID ने खुद import करके यहाँ पे रखे होंगे. We have not done it manually, okay? But for Selenium we required to download it and we will add it to the project. ये हम next step करेंगे, तो मैं आपको clear बताऊंगा, okay? Now next step, the fourth step. What is the fourth step? Download the driver dot exe file. Driver dot exe file depends upon your browser. Depend upon your browser. Depend upon your browser. देखिए, डाउनलोड दी सेलेनियम जार फाइल्स टू योर लोकल. ओके, ये आपको सिस्टम में डाउनलोड करनी है. ओके, एंड ऐड दैट सेम टू दी इक्लिप्स प्रोजेक्ट. नेक्स्ट, डाउनलोड द ड्राइवर डॉट exe फाइल डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर ब्राउजर. व्हाट इज योर ब्राउजर मीन्स आप जो एप्लीकेशन ओपन करना चाहते हो वो आप फायरफॉक्स में ओपन करना चाहते हो, क्रोम में ओपन करना चाहते हो, or it may be in Microsoft Edge, Internet Explorer. There are many choices as a browser as well, right, in the market. So आप जिस ब्राउजर को यूज करना चाहते हो उसके आपको क्या चाहिए होंगे? ड्राइवर. ओके, फॉर एग्जाम्पल you are using Google Chrome as a browser. Okay, Google Chrome as a browser. Compulsorily you should download the Chrome driver dot exe फाइल. अगर आप क्रोम ब्राउजर से काम करना चाहते हो, मतलब आपके टेस्ट केस आप एग्जीक्यूट करना चाहते हो क्रोम ब्राउजर में, so compulsorily you should get the Chrome driver only. No any other driver will help you. Okay, similarly if you want to use the Firefox as your browser, then compulsory you have to use the which driver? Anybody knows? Gecko driver dot exe file you have to use if you want to work with Firefox. If you are using this driver and want to work or want to launch the Chrome browser, it will not work. जो ब्राउजर आपको काम करना है, जिस ब्राउजर के साथ, उसी के ही ड्राइवर चाहिए होंगे आपको. ओके, again one may work with the different browser as Edge browser. So what we have to download is the Edge driver dot exe. That too we are going to download these files, download in local, मतलब आपके लैपटॉप में होने चाहिए, है ना? So these are the drivers. Okay, simple. These are the drivers which we want to use. अब इसमें से कोई भी एक ही ड्राइवर से आप मोस्टली काम करते हैं, है ना? When you are going to, you just know कि आपको क्रोम के साथ करना है तो मेरे पास ये ड्राइवर होने चाहिए, फायरफॉक्स के साथ करना है तो ये होने चाहिए. You should know this. But in actual किसी भी एक ब्राउजर की हम ड्राइवर डाउनलोड करेंगे और उसके साथ काम करेंगे. Okay, so I will give you these links to download the Chrome or the Firefox browser. Okay, the Chrome driver अगर आप यूज करना चाहते हो तो आप Chrome ब्राउजर के साथ ही काम करोगे, और Firefox के साथ काम करना चाहते हो तो you can download the Gecko driver. These are the links. Okay, now I will show you exactly how you are going to download it. Okay, see, directly it will give you the Chrome driver dot chromium.org / downloads option. Okay, now if you will come here, you can see the different versions. Okay, the Chrome driver 114.05. okay, Chrome driver 114.05735. So these are the different versions. Okay, now you will be get confused like which version we needed to download. You can see there are multiple version. Can you see there on screen? आपको दिख रहा है? Are you getting or not, guys?
Yes, sir.
These are the Chrome drivers of different version. तो फिर आप कौन सा डाउनलोड करोगे यहाँ पे? Any random you want to download?
Older one.
Version 1. Okay. Where is the
Older
version
one.
older one? This one? How you decide which one is older? Like after first all are old, is it? Okay, no worry about that also. You need to check your Chrome version. आप जो ब्राउजर यूज कर रहे हो उसका वर्जन चेक करना होता है. Anybody knows how to check the version of your browser itself which you are using?
Property.
Yes.
Properties. Which properties? Okay. All know the control panel, right? सबको control panel पता है? The easy way I'm telling you, okay? Now we have option as a programs. We have option as a programs. Click on the programs. After getting click on the program option, you are getting program and feature, and second option as a default programs. Here again we are getting one more option, uninstall a program. Just click on it. It will give you the list of software present in your local. So we have to find the name Google Chrome. Here it's a Google Chrome. Can you see? What is the version we are getting in the last column?
120.0.
120.0.69. Just follow that version and try to download it. Okay? If it is new, you cannot find your any what we can say version, then you can go to the latest version or just second version of the latest, because I told you try to avoid the latest version because it is under development and in future you may get some error. Not exactly at the starting, but in future. Okay? So try to get with the second option. Okay? Try to get with the second option. Or you just try to listen or read the instruction carefully. Like if you are using Chrome version 115 or newer, please consult the Chrome testing availability dashboard. Okay? Or use the, we can say, the stable version next to the newest. Okay? Just try to this. Okay? Generally it will not give an error, but try to get the second, not the newest one, because it is more stable than the newest one which we are going to see on your screen. Okay? Or let me try. Okay, maybe my Chrome will be new, but you can try with your Chrome version and just try to download these drivers, Chrome drivers. Okay? Okay. So as per your version only you can try. Whatever in your local, the Chrome browser has a version, you can try. Otherwise you can get to the second stable drivers of your respective browser. Save with this driver. Okay? And you just have to keep it in your local. That is also one type of zip file. आपको बस extract करना है और कहाँ पे put करना है? In the folder web driver. आपको और एक folder बनाना पड़ेगा web driver जहाँ पे आपको ये file properly place करने हैं, extract करने हैं. Again, don't go in a random folder to extract the files. Got it? इसमें किसी को कोई doubt है in this step?
No, sir.
Okay. So these are the important steps which we need to perform, out of which ये दो हमने already done किए है ना. अब बस आपको step number 3, you have to download the jar files as of now, and you have to download this local, this what we can say, you have to download this driver exe file to your local, depend upon your browser choice. Now how to add the jar files? How to add the jar files? Try to create new project only. Don't go with the existing project. Okay, for the practice, try to create a new project. How we can create the new project? What is the step?
Go to file and create
Go
a
to
new
file, new. We are having the option as a project. We will click on the project. It will give one window. Here we have multiple choices like this you may have. So click on this arrow, expand this, click on the Java project. Just finish. Give the name of your project. Okay. For example, I will give as the HRMS. Okay. Now just click on what? Okay, it is asking you to give the lower later. Okay, so just click on finish. Nothing to select from there. See, we got the HRMS as your project right here. Now, what is the step to add the jar files? Listen carefully. Just right click on the project. प्रोजेक्ट पे आना है आपको, राइट क्लिक करना है. Okay, before that I will show you. I have created the project. We are having just two by default folder. One is the JRE system library and one is SRC. Yes or no? Any folders you can see more than this? No, right? Okay, just right click on the project. We have to find the option build path. See, here we are getting option build path. Okay, from that build path option, navigate to configure build path. Again I am repeating. Just right click on this project which you have created. It should be new. Try to create new project. Don't go with the existing project. Okay, then we have to find the option as a build path. Then if you mouse over on the build path, you will have multiple options as this. Out of this, click on configure build path. Configure build path. Again one new pop-up will be opened. Okay, configure build path. Here we will have multiple options in the left column or this row. From this option, click on the libraries. See, here you will give an option. By default it was on the order and export. Click on the libraries. Click on the libraries. Okay, this option. Next, here you will having two options, module path and class path. Now if you are using the newest version of your Eclipse, then you may have the class path. If there is no class path, don't get worried. Click on this module path itself. Class path सभी के system में नहीं हो सकता है, so don't get worried. If you are not getting the class path, select the module path. As of now, I can see the class path, so I will click on the class path. जैसे आप क्लास पाथ पे क्लिक करते हो तो यहाँ पे जो ऑप्शंस है ये क्या होते हैं, इनेबल्ड हो जाते हैं, विच वर ग्रेड आउट. ऐसे थे वो, एडिट रिमूव टाइप के थे, विच यू कैन नॉट सिलेक्ट. From these options like add jar, add external jars, add variables, add library, add class folder, like this you are getting many options. Out of these options, click on add external jars. Click on add external jars. It will ask you from which folder from your local you want to add the jar files. So you should be aware with that folder structure जहाँ पे आपने रखा था, है ना? So you are going to give that respective folder jar files, right? We have saved all the jar files here. Click on the jar files. Okay. Now here you have to take important care that we have to add each and every jar files from here, whatever we are seeing. How to select all? मुझे सभी jar files select करना है, कैसे करना पड़ेगा?
Control+A.
Control plus A, है ना? Control all. But is this folder with name lib, is it a jar file? Is it a
No,
jar
sir.
file? So we cannot add directly the folder. So just unmark it. So remaining all jar files I can add. So just click on open. You have clicked on first option as a add external jar files. Then you are going to that required path where you have saved all your jar files. आपने ये पहले ये jar file ऐड कर ली है except the folder lib. Folder हम ऐड नहीं कर सकते. Whatever the jar files you can select them. Okay, just click on open. Okay, click on open. Now again just click on this class path. Again click on same add external jars. Now this time open this lib folder, double click on it. Again you will have some more jar files. Just scroll down, you can check is there any folder available. No, all these are jar files, right? Just again Control A, that means you want to add all these jar files and just click on OK or means open. So all the jar files are added here. Okay, now click on apply. It will take some time. It is applied and just click on apply and close. Now just see carefully. Before adding the jar files, we have just two folders, JRE system library and SRC. Now as we have added the jar files, it is created one more structure, that is referenced libraries. Just click on this arrow or expand this, you will see all the jar files we have added recently with their locations. Now if you are not going to add it properly, you will get a mistake in future. Here you cannot trace कि कौन सी फाइल आपसे मिस हुई है. So while adding the jar files to your project, be very careful. Okay, आपको सभी फाइल ऐड करने हैं without any mistake और प्रॉपर फोल्डर से ऐड करनी है. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कोई और ऑल फोल्डर में गए थे जहाँ पे आपने कुछ डिलीट किया होगा या कुछ मॉडिफाई किया होगा. Okay, so in this way we can add the jar files. So this step is also done. This step is also done, right? Add the jar files to the Eclipse. Now as of now you just download the Chrome browser or any browser drives to your local. Again local means you have to create a folder web driver. और यहाँ पे आपके Chrome driver डाउनलोड करके आपको रखने. Chrome driver or Firefox. Generally, we will try to do the with Chrome driver, but as for your reference, you can download all the web driver. यहाँ तक किसी को कोई डाउट है? Any doubt till this?
No, sir.
सेटअप में किसी को कोई डाउट है?
No, sir.
No. Just you need to perform these two steps today. Okay? आपको ये दो स्टेप करने हैं. उसमें से एक डाउनलोड, दोनों में डाउनलोड तो है, एक में ऐड करना है जार फाइल्स. और उसके लिए आपको काइंडली देयर इज वन इंस्ट्रक्शन लाइक यू नीड टू क्रिएट अ न्यू प्रोजेक्ट. डोंट गो फॉर एग्जिस्टिंग प्रोजेक्ट. जो भी आपने बनाए होंगे आपके पैकेज एक्सप्लोरर में, उसके साथ मत जाइए. क्रिएट अ न्यू प्रोजेक्ट एंड देन ट्राई टू ऐड द जार फाइल्स. डोंट गो फॉर द ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड प्रोजेक्ट. मैं रिटर्न बता रहा हूँ. सो यहाँ से जो भी स्टार्ट होगा हमारा, दैट विल बी फॉर योर न्यू प्रोजेक्ट. ओके, जो भी हम करेंगे टेस्ट केसेस को ऑटोमेशन, वो उस फोल्डर में रखेंगे. सो आई होप देयर इज नो डाउट टिल दिस.
सर एज ब्राउजर के लिए भी लिंक शेयर कर सकते हो सर?
डेफिनेटली एज ब्राउजर के लिए भी करता हूँ मैं, इसमें ऐड करके दूंगा आपको. ओके, इफ यू वांट टू वर्क विद एज ब्राउजर यू कैन वर्क. ओके, नो इशू. अगेन एनी डाउट कोई है इसमें?
No, sir.
No. So we will have the session on Monday. Saturday और Sunday class नहीं होगा. So in these 2 days you should be ready with your laptop and all Selenium setup. ओके अब ये सेटअप में अगर किसी गलती होगी तो उसको नेक्स्ट टाइम जब हम स्टार्ट करेंगे कोडिंग या डेवलपमेंट स्क्रिप्ट डेवलपमेंट दैट टाइम ही और शी में गेट एन एरर and that is very difficult to trace. I cannot go to your libraries and check कि आपने jar file सीधे से की है नहीं की है. So while doing this setup, be very careful and try to avoid the mistakes. Make a proper folder structure in your local और उस folder structure के अनुसार ही उस वो फाइल वहाँ पे रखिए. It's not like whatever you are going to download, it is in same folder, download folder. So in future you may get confused, right? So try to put into the structured way in your local. I use any drive C D E जहाँ पे आपको रखना है रखिए. जनरली मैंने इंस्ट्रक्शन दिया था कि हमने JDK इंस्टॉल करते समय वर्क स्पेस या जो भी चीज़ें हम C ड्राइव नहीं लिए थे है ना एक्सेप्ट C select any drive because again it mean future it may create any issue. तो यहाँ पे भी आपको जो भी डाउनलोड और सेव करने हैं तो इनको ट्राई कीजिए किसी लोकल फोल्डर में या लोकल ड्राइव में सेव करना है अदर देन C. Okay? So if there is no doubt, we'll stop here. कोई डाउट है किसी को?
No, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Okay? Thank you.